Oh, howdy race fans, welcome to my little show about racing I like to call In the Pits with me, StockCar Scott, here each Wednesday on the YouTube during racing season when I feel like it. This past weekend I spent as much time as possible watching practice, qualifying, and racing from my favorite racetrack in the whole wide world, the largest oval in America, and my home NASCAR venue in Sweet Home, Alabama, Talladega Super Speedway. Oh, there was also Formula One racing this last weekend in Russia at Sochi, but it came on way too early to watch, and I forgot to record anything but the actual race, the Grand Prix itself, because it was all on CNBC instead of NBCSN. I only saw the entire race just yesterday while I was writing the script for the show. But back to my favorite track, Talladega. So Friday afternoon I was able to enjoy a 200-mile ARCA event there on the Alabama high banks. Number 98 Gus Dean in a Chevrolet Impala won a race that was shortened by impending darkness after a really messy crash, but aren't all those Talladega crashes messy? Interestingly enough, at least to me, there was four in the top four finishing cars. There were four different makes, with Chevrolet winning, of course, Ford second, Dodge being third, and that Devil car finishing fourth. The next ARCA race is later this month at Toledo, Ohio, on a channel that I don't get called American Sports Network. Saturday, I got up in time to see young Sprint Cup rookie Chase Elliott in the number 24 Napa Hendricks Chevrolet SS win the Coors 21 means 21 pole award, because being only 20, Chase can't win the regular Coors Light pole award. Also on the front row was Austin Dillon in his granddaddy's RCR number 3 Chevrolet, and in third was Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the Nationwide number 88. And that was a special car named Amelia, which he won 2 plate races with last year. After qualifying at Talladega Super Speedway came the 116-lap Xfinity Series contest on the high-banked 2.66-mile racetrack. It was an exciting 300-mile event at Alabama's Super Speedway. Matt Tiff started on the pole in the Toads number 18 NOS Camry, with his teammate Daniel Suarez in the Eris number 19 Camry beside him. Of course, it all came down to the last half mile after 299.5 miles, with Joker Logano leading into the tri-oval. An ill-advised block on his part there in the number 22 Penske Discount Tires Mustang on Elliott Sadler in the number 1 Junior Motorsports 1 Main Camaro ended with Logano in the safer barrier and Sadler in victory lane at Talladega Super Speedway after a few minutes for NASCAR to review the crash video and declare a winner. Dale Jr.'s driver and friend, Elliott Sadler, was in the lead when the caution came out, so now he has punched his ticket for the new Xfinity Series Chase playoffs. The next Xfinity Series event is at Dover, Delaware on the 14th of May And they'll have the Xfinity Dash for Cash heat races again, which I really like. I think those are nice. After the Xfinity race at Talladega, we were able to get through all of the Seattle deconstruction and make fairly good time to South Sound Speedway for an evening of several divisions of racing, including a super late model 100 lap feature as the big race. And this time around, as we watched qualifying, my wife and I enjoyed chicken strips in a basket with fries. Have I mentioned before that South Sound has a very tasty menu at their snack bar? I'm sure that I have. Well, Saturday we enjoyed our chicken strips and fries and 5 divisions of racing there, with super late models, super 4 late models, hobby stocks, vintage modifieds, and bumblebees. Tony Lobin won the Bumblebee main in his number 94, while the number 95 of Richard Wolverton almost went over on its lid during the main. With the win, Lobin now leads the Bumblebee points. Number 17, Jeff Jones, won the Super 4 late model main in a caution-free 25-lap race. The vintage modifieds had a few cautions, but ended with the number 6 of Devin Ehrman winning the 35-lap feature. After a bad start, the Hobby Stocks 35-lap race also went caution-free. Number 15, Marshall Hallett, continued his domination of that division with another win on Saturday, and he continues to lead the points. Last up for the evening was the Super Late Model 100 lap feature. There were only 11 cars again this week, just not the same 11 cars, not entirely. Canadian Wade Bland in his number 7 Ford Fusion ran very well, running up front there for much of the race until a cut tire put him to the back. He was able to race his way back up to second by the end of the feature. The eventual winner, though, the number 33, Chad Hinkle, held on as the other cars fell off, and the race played right into his hands. The third place driver was number 17, Bob Presley, and he continues to lead the points for these super late models. Up next for South Sound Speedway on the 7th are late models, limited stocks, mini stocks, legends, baby grands, and Stinger 8s. The next time these super late models will be there will be on May 14th. On Sunday, my attention returned exclusively to Talladega Superspeedway in Sweet Home, Alabama. It was not at all the race of which I had dreamed. It was more of a nightmare wreck fest, folks. And I'll just get it out of the way. First there, Dale Jr. wrecked twice and ended up 40th. Yep, last place. And the romance between Jr. and Amelia is officially over. She has been parked, and she's hopefully headed for Dale Jr.'s race car graveyard at Dirty Mo Acres. As I said, the race was a wreck fest. I saw more cars torn up in that race than in all of last month's late model racing. Well, almost. As I much look forward each year to racing at Talladega, the actual race was quite the disappointment. I'm glad that I wasn't there. Bad Brad Keselowski won for his 4th time at Talladega, and the Toad was second. Relatively speaking, Chase Elliott finished best at 5th, while Happy Harvick was 15th in the midst of the last big crash. My wife's Biffle finished a beat-up 20th, and I'm not saying again where Junior finished. Let me wash that one down. The next Sprint Cup event is at Kansas Speedway this Saturday evening on Fox Sports 1, but I will be recording it because my wife and I will be at Yakima for the Twisted Tea 100 lap West Coast late model race. Also Sunday, in the morning here, early morning, was the Russian Grand Prix at Sochi. The race started with what's-his-name on the pole and his teammate Hamilton in 10th due to problems in qualifying. By the end of the Grand Prix, Hamilton was up to second, but Rosberg had led every lap to win. Kimi Räikkönen also on the podium, was also on the podium, but in third, but his teammate Sebastian Vettel got wrecked in the first turn by young Russian driver Daniel Kvyat, with whom Vettel had a few words after the last Grand Prix in China. This could get interesting, folks, in the future. Their next chance to wreck each other comes in a couple of weeks in Spain on the 15th. And, oh, did I mention the 7th win was record-setting 7th consecutive win for Nico Rosberg. So, anyway, locally, coming up this weekend, like I mentioned, there are limited late models, legends, baby grands, and mini stocks and Stinger 8s at South Speedway, while Evergreen Speedway is having a car show. But like I said, I will be at Yakima with my lovely wife to catch my favorite Northwest Touring Series, the West Coast Late Models, presented by Better All Auto Sales and Twisted Tea, along with another favorite local series, the Northwest Pro 4 Truck Tour. Those little trucks always put on a really good show. Also rounding out the card there at Yakima Speedway this weekend will be Super Stocks, which for them are like the hobby stocks at South Speedway, plus Hornets, which are like bumblebees, and the dreaded bumped pass class. Okay, so if you want to watch stock car racing with me, Stock Car Scott, you will need to head to Yakima Speedway this Saturday for the West Coast Late Models Twisted Tea 100. Or if you can't go, you can watch my version of the race next week when I post it on my YouTube channel here. So, either way, that's what I will be talking about on the next show, along with trucks, which will be on Friday night at Kansas, and Cup cars also at Kansas, but not Talladega, because I'm over Talladega until October. So please watch me again next week, same stock car time, same stock car channel, here on the YouTube, each Wednesday during racing season, when I feel like it. So thank you all for watching another episode of In the Pits with me, Stock Car Scott, and please check out another old episode, or at least the part that I'm in, of the Water Boys Sports Show tomorrow on this channel right here for Throwback Thursday. Thanks again, race fans, and you know where you'll find me. If you want to find me, I'll be at the racetrack.